In this lesson, I'm going to show you the tone curve. So I have this photo of Sam brought back up, one that I want to make a little bit more contrasty. So if you open this curve, you can see that we have sliders down below, but you have this sort of histogram square with this line in the middle. On the left-hand bottom side, you have your blacks. On the top right, you have your whites. We're in the parametric view, which means you have to use these sliders down below to adjust this line. So if I bring down the darks, bring up the lights, you can see that it creates this S-looking curve. You'll hear a lot about the S-curve with contrast and photography. An S-curve creates more contrast. I can do this manually. Let me undo those and go to point. And here I can go in and just click the curve. It creates a point where I click and drag. When I let go, it will lock that point there. Then I can click up here and drag up. So dragging up is increasing exposure, dragging down is decreasing exposure. So if you want to add crazy contrast, you can create an S-curve that looks like that. Now, right now, I am adjusting the entire color spectrum, RGB. If you remember our color lesson, you know that one way to view photos is through RGB, which encompasses all the colors. We also have this drop down where we can edit specific channels of colors. So say we want to go into the blue setting and increase the blues, we can click and drag this curve or click and drag it down. You can create an S-curve with the blues to make more contrast with the blues. If it's too red, you can bring down the reds. And when you bring down the reds, what's left? Green and blue. So you kind of can play around and get some really cool shots with these curves. And you don't just have to do an S-curve. You can do sort of a, I don't know, that's not really a Z curve, but a backwards S curve or an upside down S. See how cool that looks? I mean, this is very stylistic, but it's one way that you can adjust the curve. If you want to undo this, just go up to the curve menu, click linear, and it will set everything back. I like using the point curve because I can really dive in there and make things more contrasty. You can also take the white and black points, which are these points in the corner, and drag them. So if I take this black point and drag to the right or up, I can make the black point blacker so everything gets darker, or I can make it brighter so all the blacks actually become more gray, more light. If I go all the way up, the blacks become white. Same with the top right. With the whites, if I drag down, the whites become whiter. If I drag to the left, the whites become darker. Cool, so that's the tone curve. In the next lesson, we're going to be looking at vignettes and grain, two stylistic things, and then we'll be saving our images before going through more of these other advanced features.